Hey everybody, it's Ricardo, and we are here at the DICE Summit in Las Vegas, and I'm standing with Pete Hines, who's product manager for Fallout 3, and that seems to be the game that never ends. So what do you want to tell us about what we're seeing here today?
We're letting you guys have a chance to take a look at the Pit, which is the second downloadable content that we're putting out. It's coming out in March for Xbox 360 and PC, and, you know, something that extends the life of this already huge game even further, give you something new and different to go play.
So Pitt obviously refers to Pittsburgh in happier times. So do you want to talk to us about what we're going to get in this piece of content, what we can do?
Sure. The Pit revolves around the story of this city, the Pittsburgh, that's wasn't hit by the bombs, but has obviously suffered the effects of the world after the war. And it's basically a slave pit, and there's this conflict between the slavers and the slaves, and you get pulled into it, and you have to decide which side do you sympathize with. It's about this cure that somebody thinks that they've found for mutation, which obviously in the world of Fallout is pretty important, and you really have to decide who are you going to side with, who are you going to believe, and it's designed to be morally ambiguous, and it's more of the kind of Fallout experience that you might expect from the original game, whereas Anchorage was a bit more actiony, and intentionally so. This one goes back to more of the, big quest where you kind of get to decide your path through it and how you want to play. Are you going to try and talk your way through situations or fight your way through, which side you want to join with, that kind of thing.
So that means there's plenty of kind of role-playing content. Is there any new content in terms of weapons, items to pick up, things of that nature?
Absolutely. We've got some new weapons, new creatures. So these creatures, the Trogs, which are these mutated creatures that have come out of the mutation and the radiation that exists in the pit. So the humans turn into these really gross-looking creatures that'll attack you in certain parts of the pit. We have a couple of new weapons and different armor sets. One of the new weapons is the Auto Axe, which is one of the slaver weapons. This giant melee weapon that's got this huge serrated blade on it.
Now, as far as length, now you mentioned it's not it's not like a full-fledged expansion pack, but it seems pretty meaty from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, we want to give something that gives folks a good value for their money. It is 800 points, so something that adds 4 or 5 hours of new gameplay, gives you a lot of stuff to see and do, and really adds to your existing experience. You can play it at any point during the game, so whether you have a brand new character you started with or a character you've been playing with for 50, 60 hours, you can go into this content, play it, and keep playing Fallout 3.
What's been kind of the thinking behind how you guys are doing it? Because obviously you mentioned Anchorage was more action-oriented. This is more sort of typical Fallout. Is there some kind of a master plan, or are you guys just doing what feels right?
Yeah, we actually, think about the kinds of experiences we want to provide. We sort of look at, once we create Fallout, and then we, obviously spend a time, particularly towards the end of the process, playing our game a lot as part of playtesting, you start to see areas where we should do something that's like this, or we should provide another experience that's more like this. How do we do things that are new and fresh, but maybe build on or fill in gaps even in the kinds of experiences that we have in the original game? So, we do try and provide a mix between Anchorage, which was more actiony, with the Pit, which has a very different feel, very industrial, versus the snow of Anchorage. And then, the next one we're doing, Broken Steel, which tells the story of what happens in the game after the main quest. It takes place in DC, but you get to see the world kind of as it's been changed by the effects of the main quest, and gives you more stuff to do there. So each one of these is kind of designed to both work together, but to provide a very different kind of experience.
Now, it sounds all good, but of course the question on everybody's mind is, when can we play these? So what are you guys saying about release?
So the Pit will be out in March. Haven't given a date yet, but will be in the next couple of weeks. And then Broken Steel should follow, probably a month, 6 weeks after that.
All right, there you go. Thank you very much, Pete. And that was just a quick check-in with Bethesda on Fallout 3's Pitt DLC.